In light of the recent NAR settlement, it's more important than ever to educate your clients in Sphere. People often hear information in the media or from friends that might not be accurate. For example, some people believe buyer's agents are no longer necessary. What? We know that's not true, and as leaders in the industry, it's our responsibility to ensure that our communities truly understand the value of agent representation. I recently listened to a mastermind call with two titans in our industries, Dave Savage, mortgage legend and longtime colleague of mine, and Tom Ferry, who is widely recognized as the #1 educator in real estate. Their insights were invaluable. I wanted to share a key takeaway with you. It's all centered around how to discuss compensation effectively and communicate your value. You know, everybody talks about delivering value, but what does that really mean? And how do you quantify it? With Dave's permission, I'm sharing a clip from that call that dives into these topics. If you want to see the entire call, the link will be included in the description below. But for now, please watch this segment and stick around afterward. I have a few additional thoughts to wrap this up.
The language instead of how I get paid is, hey, so Dave, we got 3 options when we're writing an offer. The good news is I pulled a report prior to the MLS removal of all buy-side commission. And currently 97.9% of every listing available in our marketplace has a concession built into it. So that's the good news, right? So when we write an offer, I charge 2.5%, as I mentioned to you, and we're going to put that in and we're going to see how they respond, right? Like that's the first thing. And the second thing is if for some reason they don't have anything inside there, it's on me to negotiate to earn my fee. Right. So I'll work with the other agent. I'll work with the seller to make that happen. That's the third option. If in fact I showed you a house and you fell in love with it and we wrote an offer and there's absolutely no concession, right, in there for my services, then we have to decide how I'm going to get paid. Does that make sense?
Right.
So the only one is that last one. We just have to decide. And I'm literally telling agents. So I'll give you an example because I just got a text this morning from one of my clients. So is today the 14th? So they've had 68 buyer agreements signed so far this month. And Dave, because we have to be mindful of saying percentages now. So if this was the middle of the market and this was below the average of commissions that an agent would receive on the buy side, this is the middle, this is below the average, they're getting them all signed up here. They're getting them all signed above the market average, and every agent knows the market average. The nationwide average, we could say, because it's a published number, is like between 2.38 and 2.42, depending upon the time of the year, the cycle of the market. So most are going in and saying, I charge X, right? This is what my fee is. But I think what we really need to discuss is the mistake that the average agent's making. And if I was a loan officer and I could deliver the mistake and then show them how to solve it, then they're going to empower that agent to be really comfortable and really confident. And you'll appreciate this because you're now in Newport. I did it yesterday with my personal client, and who also happens to be the #1 agent in California for all of Coldwell Banker. And I think he's #2 in the country. His name is Tim Smith, Coldwell Banker, Newport Beach, California. Been a friend of mine and, personal client for like 15 years. So yesterday, California went live. You know what we did, Dave? We spent, 45 minutes role playing with his team. And what I said was, everybody talks about, you've got to deliver value. The challenge is when you say that to an agent, they go, yeah. Then they go, what value? Like, I don't know. Like, I open doors and show houses. I'm like, hey, if that's all that you do, a robot created by Elon Musk is going to replace you. Like it's going to happen. It's inevitable. So then I say this is what I said to Tim's group. Timmy, I'm like, if you look at, so for context of the person watching, they're at $400 million closed year to date. He's got a small team, 15 people. He does probably half all the deals. He did $60 million in sales last weekend, right? Like, and that it wasn't like one $60 million sale. It's, 8, 9, 7, 2, 6, 5, 15, right? Like he's doing bigger sales prices. That usually begets a more sophisticated buyer. And it's usually where the agent's more in their head. You know what I mean? Because no buyer is going to write a check for $400,000 to, help me, earn a commission. So we're role playing. And I said, you got to provide value. So I turned to Tim and I'm like, Tim, on average, how much money do you save a buyer in terms of negotiations? Like you guys, we figured out the numbers like in the last 18 months, they've done like, I think it was 2 years, like 179 buy-side transactions. And I'm like, okay, between you and the team, 179, can we document and show proof that if the list price was $1 million, that you got it for them for, $990, saving them X percent? And he was like, it's 8%. He goes, I've already tracked it. We save our buyers 8%. I'm like, wow, you save them 8%. The market average in your area is this, right? In terms of commission on the buy side. And all we're looking to do is add this. I'm like, they're still going to get 5.5 points of gain, of savings. So think about it. Like, if I was a loan officer, I'd be like, all right, sit down with every client I have and say, how many buyers? Let's go on Zillow. Let's look at every one of your buy sides. Okay. Did you write offers? Did you get your offer accepted at, above, or below? That's the first thing. And even if you're in a super hot market like Massachusetts, where, home prices are, like continuing to climb like crazy, multiple offers on every nice house. If it was listed at 100 and you got it for 102, right? But there were other offers that were higher, that were maybe stickier, et cetera. Even that, like, hey, I was able to save them money because homes were selling at 105% of asking price and I got it at 102. That's still a 3 basis point savings. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
Right? Then you have to just go through every possible place where you can save them money. Can you save them money on additional concessions? You got them the refrigerator, whatever it may be. And you stack all these things up. An agent who brings value, the first thing is, you're not just going to open doors. Save me money. Save me time.
Wow. Wasn't that powerful? It was so great just to see it and hear it again. If you found value in this as much as I did, please hit the like button. And now stop and think about all the ways you save your clients time and money. How can you document that and integrate it into your conversations? To take this a step further, I recommend creating a video to share on your social media and website. Highlight not only the importance of buyer representation, but why you are the best person to represent them. Be sure to use the talking points about how you save your clients time and money. It was so valuable. Also, don't forget about the client compensation analysis I mentioned in my recent video. When you work with the Kelly Zitlow Group, we provide this for each and every one of our clients so they can clearly understand their financing options in a side-by-side analysis. If you missed that video or the analysis, I'll be sure to include it in the notes below. If you need any assistance navigating these changes, please reach out to me at 480-725-0150. I'm here to support you through this transition. Change is always hard at first, but I promise you, we will get through it. If you found this content valuable, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd so appreciate it.